Welcome back to another world record gold run, and this time it is a gold record. It is not just an attempt. Yes, it's beaten. The 20,200 gold is in the past, and now the new goal is 22,800 that you have to beat. It's obviously submitted to the leaderboard. Once this video goes up, I will submit it, and then it will be official. And yeah, I would say let's get into it. It's close to midnight right now, by the way, and that's why I'm more quiet. If you want to see more exciting gameplay, then just check out another video. But hey, here's the comment of the day, and it's from Brecht Dumotir. You have a lovely Obi-Wan voice, sir. Keep having the high ground on these videos. I'm sorry that I read that like an ape. The preview of the video is always on half the quality, so everything was pixelated like crazy. But that is something I've never heard, and I definitely consider that a compliment, because, hey, Obi-Wan voice, hello, who wouldn't consider that a compliment? So, thank you a lot. And just a small reminder, later on, I will remind you, don't worry, if you enjoyed this video, a subscribe doesn't hurt. If you want to leave again later, just do it, it's fine. But let's get into this video. It's a typical start that I have since the update, and the main reason why I changed my strategy, if you look at my guide that I uploaded, it's because of the Tiramisu, whatever its name is, the one that gives you 2 additional revives, and it gives you quite a significant amount of gold. Now, it's not as much as I thought it would be, but it's pretty much the difference between the 500 gold to the new value times 3, and that is actually quite a lot. Like, it's surprisingly a lot. I think that alone was not enough to break the record, so this run itself was quite good. Not very lucky, but overall really solid. So I walked over here to the empty tome because now I have to pick up 6 items, and as 7th item I will pick up the empty tome. It has the down effect that we lose a bit of gold on upgrading the Tiramisu, right? But it's just 1, it's 75 gold, and it gives way more. So it's definitely worth it, but it just means I lose a lot of experience at the start. Now, one thing I didn't know, and someone contacted me on Discord, I didn't ask for permission to share their name, so I'm not gonna just speak it out. But they said, hey, every 10 levels, Exdash gains the 10% luck, because you were looking for that. And I'm like, no, you gotta be kidding me. I have like hundreds of games with this guy. I would have noticed that. So I was actually in an Exdash game in that moment. It was the video about the challenge with no power-ups and no 6 evolved weapons and using Exdash, right? Because he has so many penalties, which makes it so difficult. Definitely check that out if you want to. And I was like, no way. No way, it's that simple. And yes, it is that simple. You just want to level up ASAP, which actually changes my perspective again on the crown. So you want to have the crown ASAP pretty much. Probably even faster than Clover. I'm not sure on that comparison, but Crown had a lot of benefits that put it almost on equal levels with Clover for me. A Clover overall is better, but honestly the luck increase is not that much, and you have to max it out immediately to get the full benefit, right? Otherwise it's just like in steps. But I would say Crown is now relatively close. I still wouldn't put it on the same level, right? Like, luck is still guaranteed. If you get 5 Clovers, that's like worth 50 levels. But overall, yeah, I think this run was very solid. You actually see that I am not very lucky with the economy upgrades that I get. If this would have been a normal run next to the start, I might have just reset. But because it takes me so much longer to level up in the beginning now, I said, you know what, I'll just do this run. I got the Stone Mask, I got the Clover level 1 sadly only, but hey, you know, at other times at level 10 I already had the Clover maxed out, or sometimes I had Clover level 3 and Crown level 3 at level 10, which is insane. Because it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then just 1 wasted level. But yeah, overall, if you look at our weapons, we are doing insanely well. We have a high level Garlic, which deals with these enemies somewhat. It's not perfect, but somewhat. And our Cross is also already at a very high level, which is kind of the goal. Only one thing came kind of short in this run, it was the axe. It was way too late for the axe, so yeah. And I mentioned one strategy previously, and I will use that more in the future, which is Open chests if you have 240% luck. I'm not gonna open all of them, like, right away, especially if I find clovers on the ground, right? Then I'm not just gonna say, okay, yeah, found a clover, amazing, I'll waste the future potential, because I would get to 250% luck then. But just a bit earlier to get some upgrades, to get some weapons maxed out, especially before the boss appears at 25 minutes, just to make it a bit safer. Yes, that means we lose potential, and it will actually happen in this run that I open all the chests, and just like a minute later or so, I find another clover, or the first clover, and I'm like, dude, you gotta be kidding me. But yeah, accidentally used the cross there, and it's the worst time to freeze the enemies, because these are super easy to kill, so you want to farm them. It's a new wave that spawns there to the right. You want to farm them, and yeah, I didn't get to do that. At least we get the crown now, level 17. Again, if you've seen older runs, then you know this is a very bad time to get the crown. It's better than level 20, right? Because level 20 has a huge spike in experience that it needs, so you want to have the crown maxed out before that. But yeah, we will not max it out even under perfect conditions, and I think we will not even get another level into it. Maybe one, but that's way less than what you would like to have. So yeah, either way, I'm just breaking. Picked up a cross by accident. To be honest, over there, it's really hard to avoid that. And I'm not even sure if I managed to keep that one cross that is still on the floor. Here I made a decision that I wouldn't have done in the other attempts that I did, where I said I kind of lost track of the gold record runs. And I think this kind of shows that I got back into it. Because in the past, or when I played with other characters, my major issue was that I wouldn't get all the right weapon and item upgrades. So I would always pick the level 1 version of something that I would want to have down the line, even if it's horrible, just to have it, just to not get messed over, because the characters are strong enough, they can deal with low level weapons and still kill all the enemies. But Exdash can't do that. So yeah, this was kind of the shift here, that I focused so much on the cross. I shouldn't have taken the duplicator over the cross. Just to explain my way of thinking. At level 10 the boss spawns, that has the first chest that can upgrade a weapon, right? So I just have to get a cross prior to 10 minutes at level 8, and now I could just pick the duplicator, because it gives me an additional projectile which did the same as the upgrade to the cross. But it kind of fires back here, because if I would have had one more level with the cross, it would have had more damage and probably one-shot these enemies on its own. But yeah, I'm just counting, by the way, here how much luck I have. We are level 20, so plus 20%. And we have Clover level 1 plus 30%, and the base value is 140, which means we haven't picked up a single Clover so far. A bit sad, but there we go. The economy upgrades are now rolling in. It's still way later than I hoped it would be, especially that I now know that you want to reach level 50 ASAP to get the plus 50% luck. Just from leveling up, right? So you want to get there as soon as possible, but hey, it's still fine. So yeah, this part is a very annoying part that is usually way harder, but we can deal with because our cross has a higher level. But it's also, I think, right now it's in a very mixed situation where my garlic is not enough to kill the green blobs, the bigger ones. It can't one-shot them. My cross is overkill pretty much. So maybe one more level in garlic and one less level in the cross would have been better overall. But I really wanted to have the sword evolution right at 10 minutes, so I focus on it more. But yeah, there's Clover, and we have Clover level 2, I think. Clover level 2 at 750, oof, that's tough, right? But you know what better economy upgrades don't beat? Just getting better stuff, and that was super painful here, by the way. Imagine if I wouldn't have picked up these two crosses. That would have made quite a significant difference at the end, but you will actually see a level with Exdash that I have never reached previously. It's not even close, okay? The highest level I've reached with him, and keep in mind, this is not a level run, right? The point is not to level up. The highest level I've reached with him was 137. And that was insanely lucky because I had like 6 crosses on the floor, or 5 crosses. Well, this one will beat it. So yeah, here we continue. We have the Clover and Crown as an option. I went for the Clover. As I said, it's now really hard for me to decide which one is better, because faster leveling up, if we get faster to 30, means we get plus 10% luck on 30, and overall we level up faster. But if we get the Clover, we have it right away, right? So, it's a bit difficult. But we are getting there really late. I think I had one run where I got all the economy upgrades prior to level 20, which was absolutely insane, but I messed it up. I died. It was too much. There's the new item, by the way, that revives you with 50% HP, and it does it twice. And honestly, I thought it was a bit harder to deal with death, to not die to him, but I gotta say, I tried my best to die, and I couldn't do it. Like, you will laugh later on. I will start talking as usual. I think it's around the 30-minute mark. And I do my best to die to get the revival money, right? And you have to pick up a gold coin from the ground to update your gold that you have on you. Now, I don't know if it forgets about the gold or adds it later on or something like this. I think it just adds it later on, but it's like a security measurement that I took because I'm not gonna gamble on that in a record run. And I knew before death spawned, this is a record run. Like, I was already beating my old record. By the way, the second highest record right now, but everyone is focused on different categories, by the way, so it's not like everyone is doing gold record runs, right? But the highest gold record run on the inlaid library, after mine, is currently 18,100. So that's a difference of 4,700 gold. That is a lot. Like, it's not even remotely close. Which is amazing, because that puts me into a more comfortable spot. Before this, the difference was 2,100 gold. These are all values from before the update, which means if the person got another run with that value, and he would have additional revives, he would have gotten really close. So just a bit better run, with the same exact run, and my score would have been beaten. So I was kind of like a bit scared into, like, you know, losing the world record and then not figuring out how to do this entire thing with updates. But yeah, luckily it worked out. By the way, if you're interested, I'll read to you all the current world records. Whether you consider this official or not is totally fine. The leaderboard is from the official Vampire Survivors Discord, where the developers on, and there's a community that takes care of the leaderboards. And the people that take care of the leaderboard have a lot of experience in the game, and they do a lot of record runs on their own. So, especially, we had some cases where people straight up cheated. It was impossible to do that stuff. And there is a big user base, like also people that can code, that look at the code and see how things work out. Half of the stuff I know is not stuff that I figured out entirely on my own. By the way, this is a very good Heaven Sword upgrade here, but you'll see I struggle to kill the enemies because it's not fast enough. We are missing the empty tome. But yeah, half of the stuff that I know I didn't figure out on my own, but someone knew that I was looking for that, and they said, hey, X and Y took a look at the code, or I looked at the code and I noticed this is how candles spawn, or this is the max amount of candles on the map, or hey Dex, here, this is how to unlock the debug mode, because then it allows me to zoom out. And I tested this to check how do candles work in this game. It's very interesting. If you didn't know that, candles spawn in the current tile that you're in. So there is a tile set that makes a floor, so to speak. And if you walk to the left side, it repeats the entire tile set again, right? You've noticed that. Wherever you go in this game, on any map, it always repeats the tile sets. And sometimes there are randomized things in there. Like on the forest, I think, is unique, if I'm not mistaken. But on the inlaid library, it's always the same. And if you are in this tile, it's around until the piano to the right here. Sorry. It's around this to this piano to the right here. And to the left, it's until after the piano. And that's pretty much how far the tile reaches. So if you ever wondered, hey, Dex walks so far to the right, but there are no candles spawning at the piano on the right, why is that? That's the reason. It belongs to another tile, and because I'm not in there, no candles are spawning. Further, there is a limit of 10, but it looked to me as if I had less candles, like only 6. But candles can spawn in the same spot. We knew this already, right? But that kind of confused me, and it was then understandable what's really going on in the game. And it will also prefer to put the candles close to the player. Now, the initial spawn of candles can be anywhere in the tile, like even super far away. In fact, most of them spawned very far away from me. And then they started spawning very close to me, and whenever 10 candles were exceeded, it would delete an old candle. So one despawned and a closer one spawned. Very interesting behavior. That might even cause a playstyle where you don't want to walk around, if the walking around takes longer than it takes for the candle to spawn below you. Right? I could just wait here and always break 10 candles below me if I wait long enough. I don't know what I'm doing here. I think I was checking if I'm actually recording or something like this. No, I was thinking, what the hell am I missing for a last item, I think. Like, I didn't know what I was missing. And in fact, looking at... Oh, Candle Labrador. Yes, that's the one that I'm missing. But yeah, sorry, I totally forgot. I want to tell you the high scores. So they are divided by the 3 maps, right? I would say Inlaid Library is played the most. It's also the easiest, so that you have the most success on. But if you have a record on the Inlaid Library, it's separated from the other maps. So it's not like you can say, oh, it's an easier map, that's so unfair if someone else wants to play on other maps. No, it's separated. And the most gold... No, that we already had that. The highest level on the Inlaid Library is right now 192. 192. It will soon most likely break 200. Now, it has to do with the recent update, same with gold, right? I wouldn't have achieved this value without the revives. I would still have beaten the record, but not by this much. And the recent update increased the crown experience by 1% on each level, so in total 5%. For the most kills, it is, drumroll, takes a bit to update sometimes. Well, actually, I think it's stuck. You shouldn't switch around too often. Let me reload the leaderboard. By the way, this is all paid for from the community. And all the work is done from the community. Oh yeah, there we go. The highest kills right now is 75,000. Absolutely crazy. Now, I saw a submission today where someone posted a screenshot. They got 79,000. And I think all the letters were in Chinese, so no one really understood what map that was and what was going on. And whenever you have a record-breaking amount in anything, you need to provide video footage, right? This was argued for a bit because it's a cheap game, so you can't really expect that people have the capabilities to record a 30-minute video, 40-minute video, and upload that as well. That takes quite a lot of internet and processing power. But hey, otherwise you can't make records, right? Anyone could just edit photos. With videos, it's a lot harder. And yeah, then there are always people that manage to get around that, and years later you'll figure out, oh yeah, that was cheated. That happens quite commonly in the speedrunning community. Also records in general. So yeah, 75,000 kills confirmed, 79,000 kills unconfirmed, and the longest survived. You'll not believe this, because the experience so far was that the longest survived time is best doable on the Inlaid Library. Right, because it makes sense. You can get the dev stuck on the bookshelves here, because he only teleports if he's too far away from you, but if you're close by, he will just get stuck on the bookshelves and not move towards you. We will actually see that later, where I get one dev stuck on the other dev, which was freaking hilarious. So yeah, let's get into the longest survived, but before I do that, I just want to say, hey, only 3% of the people that watch me are subscribed to me, so if you enjoyed this video so far, please consider subscribing. It helps me out so much, and I noticed just mentioning this makes a huge difference. So there are people that would have subscribed, but they just forgot about it. So, if you got the seconds. Alright, let's continue with the video. So the longest survived time on Inlaid Library is 42 minutes. 42 minutes. And no one of us believed that. In fact, it was even worse. On Mad Forest, that was considered way harder. That same person got 46 seconds. 46 seconds, yes, that would be hilarious. Minutes. 46 minutes. That means he had 17 deaths on his screen. And I watched the video, and I was like, how do you do that? Now, it's a given, right? You use the right characters. You use Arca, because Arca attacks faster. So even if you miss a freeze, you have another freeze attack very, very soon. You use Laurel. Now you have the revivals, which mean if you manage to freeze them again, you have a new life. If you're unlucky and you don't get to freeze them, you do not have a new life, because they will just kill you right away. You need to be frozen. You have a very, very small window of invulnerability, but it's really small. But yeah, 46 minutes, absolutely insane, absolutely crazy. I watched the video and I was sure there was something funky going on. But no, it was... I have never seen such a dance with the death. This might sound stupid, okay? I know it's just like, it's... you might not take this seriously and you might just be like, hey, but it's just a little game and what are you talking about? That's like... You're making this so serious and it's not. The thing is it always just depends on how dedicated you are, right? Like, if you think about it, no game matters. It's a game. That's the point. But how emotional are people about games, rankings? How emotional are people about football or whatever, right? It's someone else playing. It shouldn't matter, but it does because you get engaged in it. And it's the same here. So, yeah, if you disagree, that is totally fine, but there is no need to bash other people for it. I'm just saying this because this has happened in the past, and it makes me a bit sad because there will definitely be people that are super excited and super happy to have achieved something, and in that moment, maybe not the right people are online, and it's only those kind of people, and they just get bashed for it, or trash talked. And not everyone can just say, yeah, I don't care. So, just saying that. But either way, yeah, he was dancing around death. It was amazing. I have never seen this before. I have seen a lot of runs, and most of them got boring very quickly because you get death stuck, and then when a new one spawns, you try to get him onto the other deaths, and, nothing can happen to you until the next death spawns, pretty much. And that dude was just... The deaths were in the middle of the screen here. Like, pretty much on the top right of me, below the table, and he was just dancing around them. The moment they got unfrozen, he would freeze them again. Insane. Insane. Absolutely insane. So, yeah. And that's it. Some people also have a weird mentality that I want to mention for once now. There was someone who got like a number 5 on the list. I think like on the leaderboard, number 5, number 6. And then a dude came in and he said, it's trash. It's bad. I was like, what? Like, I just responded with, what? And he said, like, anything but the first place is trash. Like, huh? Like, you would expect that this is the person that is number 1, right? Or something like this. No, he doesn't have a single record. He has nothing. He was just trash-talking this person. And that person wasn't writing after that anymore because, again, either you can stand above that and you don't care about what someone else says. 20-minute scythe, yeah, that is a bit late. But either you can stand above that and just be like, yeah, there are idiots in the world, you can't change that, or it affects you. Especially in a moment where you're super excited and you want to share this, and sharing always opens you up to other people. That is the point of sharing, that you receive emotions, and then it's worse than an insult because it's ridiculing. It's mocking what you achieved, right? What you were happy about. And it turns... However happy you were, it turns it like into the opposite direction, with that same amount or even worse. And I don't understand people like this. Luckily the mod stepped in. He's the one that also takes the submissions for the leaderboard, and he does the checks with a team. But he does most of the work there. And he said, like, what is wrong with you? I haven't seen your name on the leaderboard and stuff like this. And we were then talking, like, that behavior is not welcome. And, like, I, at that time, was a record holder of the highest gold amount. And, well, still am. But, right, like, if you would expect this behavior from someone, it would be someone with a first place. But I had the opposite opinion, still have the opposite opinion. That's absolutely stupid. Undermining someone's effort in general, anywhere, just because it's maybe not up to your standard or what you think is good, is so weird to me. And don't take this wrong, if this is also something that you do. But for example, in League of Legends, there is a world tournament. And it's not like, I'm not really into that stuff. But when I hear people shit talk other teams because they're worse than other teams, I'm like, I understand it somewhat because you're comparing on an entirely other level. But why do you go to a level where you talk about it as if they were garbage? they are still the best out of the entire region. Out of millions of people, this team is the best, or one of the best. Like, sure, you can say in comparison, in relation to the others, they are not good. Or they are far worse, maybe even. And that is represented in the scores that they achieve, where they get 2-0, 3-0, 5-0 by the other team. Totally understandable. But talking about it as if these guys wouldn't know how to play or anything is a bit weird to me. Because whatever they do, there must be a reason behind that. Okay, but sometimes it's just a bad day, right? That can also be the reason. Sometimes it's a bad season. But yeah, it's a bit weird to me. And the same for football and same for some other stuff, where yeah, sure, I get it. Okay, okay, if someone just has a bad game or a bad football, for example, bad game against someone else, I get that. You're unhappy, you're a fan, you're rooting for them, you're emotional, right? That's the entire point. What is so exciting about this stuff? But still, maybe with a bit more respect. But then again, if you do it with respect, then you can't really let go of your frustration and emotion, so I also understand that. But I'm talking more about the people that express their opinion online and get really mad about this stuff and tag the players that already feel bad or stuff like this. Not all of them feel bad, but for some of them you notice it a lot, especially in interviews, when you have an interviewer who acts or asks very hostile questions, you know, that hint at something. That they get really upset by that because it matters to them. And I would say, especially in sport, I would say most of them care. Like, you probably have some of them that are already at the point where they say, dude, I have millions, I can literally retire now and I could die with the age of 200 and still have more than enough money than I could ever spend, right? You can achieve that mentality. And I think some of them might have that at one point. But I think a majority, if not even a drastic majority, still does it to compete. I would say. I don't know it, but I would say. But yeah, either way, you'll see a lot of triple chests here. Even the legendary penta chest that I usually don't get. Just to get a bit back to the game. I'm sorry that I drifted away so far, but hey, I post-talked every single record run that I had in the past. I can only talk about this so many times before I say, dude, I'm just gonna put myself on loop. I could just take the voice recording that I made for another video. Pentachest. I could just take that voice recording, sorry for ruining the moment, and just put it over here, and I don't think anyone would care or notice. Because I would just be talking about the same stuff, literally. Except when I mention something game-specific. 736 gold is actually not too bad. I've seen all kinds of values between 600 and 900, so yeah, in the far range it's a slightly bit below the average, but it's still very good. Yeah, and as you can see, we got a ton of triple chests, so my luck hasn't left me. Either I was just very unlucky with the other run with 18k at the end, 18.9k, or this is just an insanely lucky run. Because usually I get one penta chest, on average. I get around 6 or 7 purple chests, and the rest are then the normal chests. But this also always depends. Like, it's usually 6 or 7, yeah. 6 or 7, then 1, that means 11 normal, 10 normal chests are left over. Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, now we have a very interesting round here, where for the first time I started using my brain to actually defeat them. It still takes some time until I use my brain, but the brain move will be where I walk into them while they're frozen. And it's not needed, as you can see, they don't get to me. But I also noticed a very weird behavior I never noticed before, where I have very small amounts of scythe spawning. Like, especially, do you see that here? There are 2 scythes missing on the bottom left right now in the other shot. And that's because there are still scythe projectiles on the map when they spawn. And if that happens, then some of them are removed, which is dangerous, especially here. If you have an entire corner missing of them, that's really bad. But yeah, this is where I use my brain, I actually walk through them. And the point of that is not to survive, I don't need that. The point is that the scythe spawns in the middle of them and goes through them, hits all of them. It's way more effective, way better. I have to do that more often in the future. Here it's way more dangerous, and you'll see my shield nearly break a couple of times. Because these guys push each other into the frozen guys, as you can see here. Like, oftentimes they are just mixed 50-50, and they will deal damage to you, and they might eventually break your shield. But yeah, I would say in about, I think, a minute, I will start talking. And at this moment, I didn't really realize that it was a run that would be that good, but I also realized its potential because I have like 7 or 8 crosses on the floor. I don't know how many there are actually, but I think I used 2 or 3 in the run. I think I used 2 top right and 1 somewhere else where I didn't really want to pick it up, but it was good. And yeah, I have a ton of crosses on the floor. And it will be so clutch, and honestly, I think the ending is amazing. Just my personal opinion for what a gold record run could be. You know, it's not that amazing. But yeah, I hope you enjoy it. See you the next time. Don't forget to subscribe. And I'm out. Ooh, yeah, we are having quite an interesting run on our hand. So far, I've gotten a lot of good chests. Now, I gotta say, I don't know how good they actually are. I have to reset. There we go. Yeah, if I get a decent amount of gold here, and depending on what's on the floor, I will have a lot of gold in this run, and I mean a lot. Especially if I can do the revival ride. So let's take a look at what we have given here. So down there are 1, 2... I count 3 crosses, but I know in the 5th slot from the left there are 2. These will be really hard to pull out. Actually, are there... I think there's another one. No, that's a normal experience orb. But yeah, there are 2 on top of each other, so one of them will be really hard to pull out. And I think what I'll try to do now, which might mess up everything, is I'll try to pull out one of the or the freezer here. Oh, this, I will hate myself. I can't believe I actually did that. So, the reason is I don't want to freeze the last wave, right? I want them to move towards me. There could still be a freezer in there, but I wanted to get rid of this one. Now, if there's still one in there, this didn't change anything. But, boy, that was risky. Because I might have just picked up 3 crosses there and wasted them. I mean, 2 on top of each other are pretty much 1. I'll try to just get one of them. But yeah, it looks really promising right now. Overall, our gold is 10k. Let's talk about that a bit. I think we'll get 2 more chests if we are lucky and we get 2 purple ones, which I dubbed. But we might get another 1.2k gold out of that. So we would be at 11k. And then it all depends on how many levels ups I can get with the crosses on the map. Honestly, the amount of crosses on the map might be one of the highest I've ever seen. The last time I had a similar amount, I got to level 140, which is pretty much 70 levels times 75 gold. So a lot of gold is the point. I have to be very careful here that I don't die, but at the same time I have to check what drops out of these, thingies. I'm gonna actually pick up this one here. I do not want to have a freeze in my way, and I'm also gonna get the gold here. And there's another freeze, I'm just gonna pick that up right away, and I can pick up this one and this one. The reason why I do that is, well, first of all, I can get a lot of kills here. This is one of the few waves of the last waves where you can still use the flamethrower effectively. And it also pushes the enemies away. Ooh, okay, yeah, I picked it up. That's a bit sad that I got that now. That's a bit late, you know, I already opened everything. I changed my tactic. I decided in the future, once I hit 240% luck, I will open everything. Unless it's really early, right? I still try to do it as late as possible, but definitely before the 25-minute mark, because otherwise the fight is just way too unreliable. It's way too difficult. Let me check if there's something exciting up there. Nope. Gold, yes, but I will go to the top right there as last, like, this is my last stop to collect all the experience. So it will be bottom left from us right now, bottom right, top of us, top right. This will be perfect because it means the enemies will not spawn in our way. That was one of the biggest problems in the past runs I had. Not that I can influence it, right? It's not up to me to influence that, but it will be a lot easier this run. Ooh, careful, careful, careful. The problem is I do not see anything with these damage numbers. I don't know why I still had them on. I had them on for a video, just that it's a bit more exciting to see our actual damage. The problem is I'm multi-freezing enemies. So that means if someone is already frozen and I freeze him again, it has no effect. Uh-oh. Okay, very careful here. I just went down 2 shields. They recharge fairly quickly, so it's not the worst thing ever, but it's super dangerous. Okay, 1 minute, and then it's go time. So I will walk over there. There's a chest, I want to grab that before we start with everything, so I'm just gonna push through. Ah, oh, that is very little gold. 277. Wait, there's a chest over there, what? Where did that come from? When did that happen? Okay, then we will actually get more gold than I thought we would. Okay, how much is that? That's another 225, 600 gold, I think. Yeah, pretty much. Close enough. Okay, now it's time to go back, and now I will immediately pick up the first cross. I don't think I did it. There we go. Are they frozen? No, good. That is exactly what we want. No one is frozen. I'll pick up this chest. It's another triple chest. Amazing. And now I will pick up the next cross, walk to the middle, so it hits all of them. Wait for the next one. If I can, I'll try to just pick up one of the 2 crosses here. I did it. I actually did it. Okay. Let's pick up the next one. Let's walk to the right side here. Let's pick up the next one. Okay, let's pick up everything that is still here. Perfect. That is a perfect freeze, because now I can go through. No, that's way too much experience. Oh boy. The problem is the game continues, and I can't move. Well, actually... Oh my god, this is so annoying. Just looking at the second timer passing is really, really frustrating. I have to be careful that I get here in time. I think it's here. Okay, there we go. There is no other one. Let's go up here. There we go. Come on, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. And there we go. And I don't think there's anything in here. Okay, that's totally fine. Oh, I don't have... That is not a killer. I have to get out of here. Don't die now. Dude, I'm guaranteed to cross 20k. I'm right now guaranteed to cross 20k no matter what happens. Unless I die in the next 4 seconds. No, it doesn't... No, yeah, I can't die. Well, I'm not allowed to die, is the thing. Okay. I think I did it. Now let's freeze Death. Death is frozen. Death is frozen again. Okay, let's break the candles ASAP. No, don't break the candles. Oh, how do I do this? Oh, there's something else. What is that? That was another cross. Okay, they kill me, kill me, kill me. Very good. No! What? Kill me. Dude, kill me. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, there we go. This is the first revival. I have 3 in total. Let's update our score value. Let's go up here. God. So we will now get the difference. So we should get 300 gold here. If it works right. Stop freezing Death, man. Stop freezing him. If the second one appears, it will be a lot harder. Dude. I'll just walk down now, because he's frozen for quite a while. Yeah, this is also fine. Okay, this will be a lot harder now. Because now I have to revive, and... Can you just kill me? Like, for real? I'm not even doing anything, it just killed me. There we go. Okay, second revive. Now we should get 300 gold. Okay, that was 300 gold. And this is the last revive that we have, right? Yes, one more. Oh my god. He is actually frozen. And this will be 900 gold now, I think. Oh, 600, yeah, whatever. No, there was 200 times 3, yeah, 600, that makes sense. And now it's game on. Now it's pretty much trying to survive and kill all the gold candles here. Okay, let's go over here. I think this one is about to be unfrozen. Okay, I can't do it. You know when the death is going in a certain way that you will not get him. I actually can't believe it. And that is now a difference of 500, so we should get another 1.5k. No, it was 300, so another 900 quid. I actually can't believe it.